Hello, I wanted to do an unboxing video of the Tarot of the 1001 Nights by Leon Carre. So I'm just going to open up this brand new tarot deck that I got. I love it when it's easy to open like this. I really do. It's like, makes it not challenging at all. Okay, so first thing that we have here is the standard little white book. This is what it looks like. Okie doke. And it comes in different languages. So, this over on the side. Okay, so here's the insert. And I hope there's not too much glare with the camera. I'm going to try to be aware of that. So here we have the Fool card, and the details are it's very detailed, so I'm going to try and hold it closer here. Can you see it then without the glare? Okay. They have very fine details. Okay, so here we have the Magician. Everything is like very small print. The stories are like, you really have to look very closely at the cards. They're not large pictures at all. Okay. All right, here we have the Empress. She's like way back there. Okay. This is interesting. I don't know if it's what I expected. I think the border takes up so much of it. So there you go. Okay. And then you have the Hierophant card, which is in this deck printed as the Venerable Man, which is interesting. I've never heard that before. Never seen a tarot deck as having the Hierophant as the Venerable Man. There you go. It would be like a priest or a pope. Almost looks like the Emperor here is like on his bed. I don't know if this is deathbed or what that is supposed to depict. You have the Lover's card. Very sweet. The Chariot card. Okay, here you have the Strength card, which is labeled as Harmony. Okay. You have to look really closely at these. The Hermit card. Okay, you have the Wheel. This is actually pretty creative. There's a single rose. Okay, so you have the Courage here as card 11. Courage to me is strength. Let's look back at the Strength card that's traditionally the 8th card. You have Harmony. This must be the Justice card, and a lot of decks do have this inversion of the 11th card and the 8th card as Strength and Justice. So I think this is what this card has done, because this doesn't exactly look like Strength. It looks more like, well, Harmony. Okay, but I don't get any sort of aspect of like the justice system here with her. So it's kind of hard to tell. I'm not sure how I feel about these cards yet. I mean, I don't know if like I love them. That's what I mean. Okay, this is interesting. You have the Hangman as the Bound Man. I kind of think that's creative. It's a creative look. Someone who's kind of, you know, contained against their will. Can be similar to the Devil card in that sense, I suppose. Here you have the Death card. Okay. Okay. The Temperance card. Interesting. The Devil card. There's very, very tiny figures down here. Sort of this massive, scary monster type figure coming out from the clouds. Okay, the Tower card is labeled as danger, which kind of makes sense. It's one of the definitions of the Tower. Stars. I like that. It's nice they're out there looking at the stars on the balcony. Okay, and then you've got the Moon card here. I'm trying not to get the glare. Sorry if there is glare. The moon, they're so small. The people are, can you see? Can you see the people? Okay. The sun. I feel like this would be, I can see this being like a painting or something that's hung up on the wall, but like on a bigger scale. I think these are all just really too small, to be honest. I'm not digging that aspect of it. It's just, I like the fine details, but they need to have less of the border or make them to be bigger cards. Okay, Judgment. I mean, it's nice artwork, for sure. The World. There's two people here in the world, not just the one lady that we normally see like in the Rider-Waite. Okay, so now we're getting into the suits cards. We have the Ace of Cups. Okay, we have the Two of Cups or Two of Chalices. Okay, Three of Cups. There's more than three people here. Actually, it looks like these three people are kind of gathered together, and this one lady over here is like kind of separated and looking the other way. It almost has like a Four of Cups feel to it, where she's kind of separated or left out from the three. But this is actually the Four of Cups. Okay, it's a little bit of isolation. The Five of Cups. This just doesn't feel like the Five of Cups card to me. It doesn't feel like sadness and grief. It actually feels like communion. I was trying to get it here. Looks like communion to me. It looks like connection. It doesn't look at all like the Five of Cups, to be honest. Some of these I'm not on board with. The Six of Cups. Okay, memories. Seven of Cups. This looks legit. It's like a fantasy or some sort of vision here. It's like a man who's scrying into the water, possibly. Okay, you've got the Eight of Cups. Interesting. Okay, kind of like that. Nine of Cups is like the Wish card. It's very small. I'm getting as close to the camera without the glare, hopefully, of the light. Okay, Ten of Cups is just a family of deer here. Okay, we've got the Knave of Cups. It's the Page of Cups. He's learning these scripts. Okay, Knight of Cups. He's I like the way he's sitting on his horse. He's kind of like turned around and he's all cash. Just, you know, not really in a hurry. Here's the Queen of Cups. Let's look at her. She's got lovely things. I actually really like this card. This is probably one of my favorites that I've seen so far. I think this is probably my favorite card, the Queen of Cups. She's just got this luxury around her, and she likes comfort and, you know, the finer things. That's totally the Queen of Cups. She loves her domestic bliss and all of the beautiful treasures that are around her. Okay, we've got the King of Cups. Interesting. He's such a social guy, but in this picture he's kind of by himself, but the community is around. Okay. Now we're getting into the Pentacles. We've got the Page of Pentacles. It looks like she's sowing seeds, possibly, out there. The Two of Pentacles. Okay. I don't know if this really depicts the meaning either. It doesn't show someone that's super busy or doing multiple things, but it does show like an ability for music. There, he's playing music. Okay. Three of Pentacles, enterprise, building. It's very extravagant background there. Okay, now we've got the Four of Pentacles, the Five. That makes sense. There's like a poor person. We don't know if these people are being generous to this person or not, if they're just observing him. Looks like they're helping him out, which is actually more like this card, the Charity card. Okay. Six of Pentacles is like giving and receiving, sharing. Okay. Seven of Pentacles is like this marketplace. Eight of Pentacles here we've got the craftsman. I like this card too. It's nice. They're working on something. This is like all of their tools there for them. It's the trade, the labor card. Nine of Pentacles. This is cool. Yeah, it's like a wellspring. Here we've got the 10. Okay, here's the whole family. Yep, this seems accurate. Like this. I love it when the cards are, you know, within the realm of accuracy. They can have their own creative sort of adaptation, but when it's too far off, there's no connection there for me. It strays too much from the meaning. But I feel like some of these cards are really right on, and some of them are, it's kind of hit and miss, it looks like. Here we have the Knave of Pentacles. So he's trying to maybe get some snacks there. Okay, now we have the Knight, who's off on a journey. Seems legit. Queen of Pentacles. I like her. She's pretty set in her ways. She also is likes beautiful things like the Queen of Cups, but she's not as maybe decadent. She's more conservative with her money, but she does like quality things, and I see that as she's kind of just has less things around her, but she still has this sort of elegant style. I like that. There's the King of Pentacles. Okay. All right. Seems about right. Ace of Wands here. Okay. More deer. Okay. I'm not sure what the Ten of Cups and the Ace of Wands, what the differential, what the differentiating point is between these two images. They kind of seem the same. Two of Wands. Okay, actually I like this. They're looking over the city. They're the expansive horizon in front of them. Three of Wands. Yep, their ship is coming in. The boat of goods. Okay. Four of Wands. Yep. Okay. It's a house or palace. Nice. Five of Wands. Lots of movement, lots of dance. That's actually interesting. There's a lot of motion as you would normally have with the Five of Wands, but she's the only one in motion around other people. Again, there are three people in the background, not five total in the card. So it's interesting. Six of Wands. Oh my gosh, it's so small. Look, all the people coming in. Victory. Seven of Wands. Okay. Eight of Wands. Okay. Like all of these women bathing. That's exciting. Okay. The Nine of Wands. Alright. The Ten of Wands. Wow. There's a lot of motion there. A lot of water. I'm surprised it's not a cup card. Okay, let's see. We've got the Knave of Wands here. Okay. The Knight of Wands. Alright. Traveler, right? Okay. Queen of Wands. I'm not sure what she's doing in this picture. She's like maybe counseling someone, or consulting somebody here. I'm not sure what their relationship is in this picture, but she's definitely, you know, dealing with the public, dealing with people, which is pretty much in line with her character. King of Wands looks a little bit small in comparison to this tree, and he looks a bit lonely. I don't know. Okay. And here within, finally, we have the sword suits. So we have Ace of Swords. A lot of action. That's fun. I like this card, floating through the air. Two of Swords. Okay. Three of Swords. Oh, sad. This looks like the Death card, but also the loss of the Five of Cups and the Three of Swords. I can see how that is appropriate. Okay, you got the Four of Swords. It's just rest. Looks like it to me. Five of Swords. There's the Six. You've got the standard boat within the Six of Swords cards, like the other decks have. Seven of Swords. Okay. Eight of Swords. Nine of Swords. Oh, I literally do not know what's happening here. Okay, we have a person dreaming. Maybe. So then we have the Ten of Swords. The situation is now over. Hopefully you can see that. Okay. The Knave of Swords. Someone is, you know, it's like the spy card, I guess, is traditionally the way that this is seen. Looks like it to me. Knight of Swords. Yep, there he is. Fast and Furious. Okay. Queen of Swords. She's dressed appropriately, I would say, for a Queen of Swords woman. Oops. Let's see if you can get it without the glare. Sorry about that. And then finally you have the King of Swords. Everyone kind of keeps their distance with the swords people. I'm noticing that. Okay, and then you have another insert. All right, so that's kind of a walkthrough of this new deck. I'm on the fence about it. I think there's some good traits of it. I really like the artwork itself. I think, like I mentioned, it could be bigger. Actually, that's interesting. They put what is it, the World card here on the back. They printed the World card here on the back, and actually that's kind of cool how they have it as reversals as well, so it sort of has a mirroring effect, much like the, you know, reflection effect of this pool, of this still water. That's kind of creative. I hadn't taken a notice at the back yet. Let's do a reading. I usually do a reading every time I unbox a new tarot deck. Just to do like an interview of like what the energy is going to be like working with this deck. So the first card I always ask is, you know, tell me, who are you? What is your energy like as a tarot deck? And let's see here what it comes up with. I think it's this one. Oh, it's the World card. So then the back one was the Wheel of Fortune. It wasn't the World. It was the Wheel. That's as I remember is card 10. Okay, so the World card here. Okay. Well, the World to me talks about like the world in and of itself, like other cultures, a time long ago. Maybe there's a story aspect of this. Like it's kind of like a fantasy theme. So it's like almost like Aladdin, like the whole new world. That's how I see it. Okay. All right, here we go. This is the next card that I want to draw is the greatest strength of this deck. How it can be used, what's its greatest strength. Let's see. Okay, it's this one. Four of Cups. Oh, I don't necessarily think the Four of Cups is a strong card. One, because it's a minor arcana, and it's two, it's weak in the sense that it's not seeing the opportunity, but that's really where the silver lining is where is the opportunity to look at this card with sort of a kind of a different perspective. It's being willing and open to see things in a different way. That is kind of the meaning of this card. So it's, you know, it stretches the imagination. That Cups is the creativity, but you have to look for it to see it. You really have to kind of look at the finer details and kind of keep your eyes open for maybe some of the subtler aspects of the deck. That's the strength, is I guess subtlety. Let's look at the greatest weakness, and I'm sorry to ask any deck that, but it's a part of the spread, so we're going to do it. What is the greatest weakness of this deck? It is the Ten of Swords. Endings. Something is over. They're looking at a gravesite here. They've lost something or someone that's important to them. Okay. You know, the swords can represent the mind. It can represent logic. So the swords could be about changing your minds, and something is changing, something is ending. It's a end of a way of thinking. So that would be the greatest weakness. All right, I would like to ask then, what is the relationship between the reader and the deck? This one. Two of Pentacles. Okay. This is the one that I was kind of saying it doesn't really feel like the Two of Pentacles card, because he's out there by himself, kind of on the mountain, and he's, you know, playing his flute, musical instrument. But maybe there's a lot more going on than meets the eye. So I feel like with that, as the reader, you're going to have to rely less on the imagery and more of your own imagination. Kind of, it's almost like a picking up slack card, I feel. So the reader will have to probably know the meanings of the cards well. This is not a beginner's deck. So know the meanings of the cards, and B, being able to sort of go beyond the imagination and to sort of let it kind of carry you in different directions. So it could be like a deck for channeling, maybe. So I think of like the way that music kind of flows, and it kind of has its own melody and its own way of moving. Okay, lastly, let's ask a message from the deck for the readers or for the viewers here, since you're watching. Ooh, it's definitely this one. Okay, so yes, it's the King of Cups. I feel like this is the King of Cups who's like in the party but not. So it's kind of like a niche sort of deck, which we know already. But yeah, it's kind of what I'm seeing there, is like it being kind of special. It's away from all of the kind of tarot decks that you would see that are super popular. It's not as popular, but the people who love it will really love it. That's what I feel. And then here you have the Venerable Woman, which is the High Priestess. Okay. So here's the reader. She is the psychic woman. She's the reader. She's the channeler. She's not like the reader in the sense of like the Queen of Wands. She's the reader in the sense of like going beyond the worlds, or going beyond what's just in front of her. So really like being a true psychic, you'd have to use using these cards, that feels like it would be a good match for true psychics who need to have a tool, or just like to have a tool, but they don't really need it, because they can have their own abilities. I kind of wanted to read about this King of Cups card. Okay, so the King of Cups talks about funding, protection, friendships. And then I guess in the reversal sense, or the negative sense, would be scandals, corruption, or duplicity. Huh. Okay. Since the World is right here, let's read it. Sentimental bliss. That's what this whole deck is about. Sentimental bliss. Okay. Let's read all of them. The Four of Cups, sincere friendships, family accord. Okay, so that's the strength. Sincere friendships and family accord. That's not how I would normally define the Four of Cups, but since that's the way that the artist depicted them, or defines it, I suppose we'll just go with that. I don't ever really read the Little White Book, to be honest, but sometimes when you have niche decks like these, it's helpful to see what the artist was thinking when they created their art here. So the Ten of Swords is inner harmony, peace. Okay. That's the weakness, inner harmony and peace. The weakness, if you look at it from the reversal side, is affliction, pain, lack of affection. Again, this deck is not for everyone, so I can see the lack of affection, and some people really wouldn't like it, but others really might. You know, especially since it's a sentimental deck, right? And then finally, let's look at the Two of Pentacles. This must be right in here. Okay. Joy, fun, new understandings. I like that. That's the message of the reader and the deck itself. It's fun, right? Getting to use your imagination, new understandings, again, the sort of like thinking of things in a new way. That's what I was saying with this card. Yeah, enjoy. Bring people happiness, especially collectors, people that like to collect tarot decks. All right, so this was fun. Thank you so much for watching this unboxing video. Take care.